Hello YouTube, Jonas Wheatfield back once again, finally, for another game review. It's been a while, about 2 months since my last one, probably more. So yeah, this game review is going to be on one of the greatest games, in my opinion, of all time. Now, this game it's just one of those games that define gaming, and you've heard me talk about it before. Um, it defines gaming, and to me, gaming has always put me and my friends in a great mood. So there's that. This game is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Finally, I get to review it. It's been a while. I've wanted to review it now for quite some time. Um, I haven't played this game since last year, so I'm gonna try to remember everything about it, even though it's gonna be hard. So basically, it takes place after the first one. Robotnik's back, and this time he wants to build the Death Egg, and as usual, he wants Sonic. So, yeah, he gets all the other animals. It's Sonic's job to, I don't know, free him. So that he does. He goes and does that. And basically you start out in the Emerald Hill Zone, which is kind of like the Green Hill Zone, different layout, but same concept, I guess. Then you go on to the Chemical Plant Zone, and then, what is it, the Aquatic Ruin Zone, I think? Hmm. Yeah, it's the Aquatic Ruin Zone, and then you go, I believe Casino Night is where you would go next. After that, this is hard. You might go to the Hilltop Zone, and then the Mystic Cave Zone, and Metropolis Zone. Oh yeah, no, never mind. Not the Metropolis Zone. The after you get the Mystic Cave, you go to the Hilltop Zone after that, and I think, can't remember the levels in order, but I know after you beat Mystic Cave, you then go to the Hilltop Zone, and then to the Oil Ocean Zone. After that, you go to the Metropolis Zone, and then you go to Sky Zone, where you're on a plane with Tails flying, and then Tails gets eliminated, and you go to the Death Egg, where you fight Robotnik, and then you go up into space. No, I believe you go into space. You don't go on the Death Egg. You go into space and you fight Metal Sonic, and then you fight the Death Egg. Sorry. Yeah. So, those are all the levels. You basically go from zone to zone, freeing enemies, fighting Robotnik at the end of each act, third act, sorry. Yeah. It's pretty entertaining, to be honest. You can play 2 players, which is what I like to do, even though people complain because Tails doesn't have the screen. Like, if he's off screen, you have to wait for him to come back, which takes forever. But in all honesty, he's pretty useful in zones like the Metropolis Zone, in like the boss fight, or the Oil Ocean, or Hilltop Zone boss fights, if you want to keep your rings, or say if you're on your last life. Tails is actually very useful, and the only way he can go off screen is if he dies. So you gotta watch out for that. But in all honesty, yeah, it's pretty good. You only have to worry about defense. Also, the Casino Night Zone, it's harder to beat the boss as Tails, but you can still do it, and it helps a lot. But the Casino Night Zone boss is the hardest regular boss. By regular, I mean not as hard as Metal Sonic is if you don't cheat against him. So yeah, that would be that. Few other things to mention about the game, like Knuckles and Sonic 2. If you combine the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge with the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 cartridge, you get Knuckles and Sonic 2, where there's no Tails except for Sky Zone, where he actually flies the plane, you know. But yeah, you just go it alone. You can climb all kinds of stuff, get to secret areas where you couldn't go as Sonic. It's fun. Same exact game, just different methods of playing, I guess. Yeah, it's quite entertaining. Best Sonic game easily. I know what I'm talking about because I like the early ones better. That's just me, but I think it's also better for anyone to play. Better than like Sonic Generations or Sonic Heroes, any of the newer stuff. Sonic, what was that one called? I forget. But yeah, it was just really fun to play. I enjoyed it. To be quite honest, it has a really awesome 16-bit soundtrack. Probably my favorite out of the 16-bit library. My favorite personal zone would probably be Hilltop Zone. I don't know. It's just fun. But it's a bit challenging too. So yeah. Anything else to mention? I already said play as Sonic and Tails. There's a 2-player mode where you can competitively play against each other as Sonic, Tails, not Knuckles. That would be in the third one. So yeah, there's that. And I believe that's all I have to mention for now. So until next time, I don't know what I'm going to be reviewing, but until next time, goodbye YouTube.